The attackers lose if they hit a site that has 2 or more defenders. How do we win the minigame as the defenders then? We get advanced positioning. If we have a player here, we don't need to play anybody else C because they will hear them. They will hear the enemies rotating towards C. Way back here, we'll be able to win the minigame by rotating earlier. Look at your Reyna on the minimap. This just screams opping. Reyna, can you hold C long line for me? I'm going to walk into cubby with my judge and then you can leave. Now you have a judge here and Reyna can go rotate with op. And so now you have a judge holding C cubby and an op holding B or A. Fabulous. We're winning this round. Instead, your op is holding C with no upside. Nobody's walking. So your op just has to stay there. Most maps, the pattern's the opposite. Usually you utilize support utility to get the op a good line. So for example, on split, it's pretty common to like use a sky flash to get your jet onto a good op line. And then sky can rotate away. Haven, it's the backward pattern. Because there are lines that are already good right at the start of the round, you instead use these good lines to get a support into these angles and the operator can rotate. It's backwards on Haven. Okay, so I got a secret for you. You know how I tell like Dr. Turnip to come out and play second man for their entry? I've been like lying to Dr. Turnip this whole time, where entry fraggers, generally speaking, you can't keep up with them and they're not tradable. Once we get higher elo, and you're higher elo now, when Jet dashes out and fights the guy back site off of the Sova recon or whatever, this fight's not tradable. And if your Jet gets mad that you didn't trade them here, it doesn't make sense because like how? They dashed. So instead of trading the entry fragger, usually they receive utility that supports them to win their duel. So for example, this recon, and guess what else? This flash. The entry fragger can't be traded, generally speaking, once they're dashing out. Trades happen more in these earlier phases of the hit, and you do not trade the entry fragger. The entry fragger instead needs to be given easy kills. And if we watch this round, it's exactly what's happening. Our entry fragger is being given easy kills. Bam. Because our dog spotted them and they're getting blinded. The entry, like how the hell are you going to trade this guy? Look at him. Let's just pretend they're backside right now, right here. You can't trade that. So bam. The supports did their job because that ISO was fucked. But now, bam, this guy should be blind, which enables the entry fragger to get another kill. And this is why duelists just end up top fragging every game. It's so easy to top frag on duelist. And any duelist who's like, I MVP every game, but I'm not ranking up, is a fucking, I hate them. And I've been that guy, to be clear. But it's just like, of course you're freaking MVPing every game, dude. You're playing duelist. Everyone's using their util to get you kills. Anyways, this guy should be blind and there should be a smoke CT or something. A lot of them don't play off util though. Yeah, you're right. Your own fucking duo isn't playing their util. But this is ideally how the site hit should go. So Levi's in the wrong mindset where Levi's like, oh, I'm coming to trade. No. You're making sure everyone on site is in a disadvantage. And then you're coming to trade against the flood.
Here.
The people who are flooding out to retake. This is where you get it active and involved in the duels directly. Or maybe like this guy who you blinded goes to hide default or something. That's where you can come into action. You're like cleaning up these corners that they can be hiding in now that they're blinded by your util. And then you come in and you play with your team in the post plant. So the only time trading will really happen is if they manage to like tank your first util hit. And that can be many ways. Like maybe the enemy Omen
Cover going out.
This smoke, dodges the flash, plays in here, and after Yoru kills his teammate here, the Omen trades like that. Now you would have to trade this Omen with a minimap refrag through the smoke. Yeah. So there's layers, but generally speaking, you don't trade the entry frag by like following them quickly. You still need to get onto site fast, but what's more important is the entry fraggers fights are very favorable. So here, if we're running up,
shadows traveling.
It's like smoke,
cover going out,
flash,
stealing sight,
and sometimes the flash comes before the second smoke. It depends on the timing of the hit.
Cover going out.
No distraction.
As you can see, like here, this flash is so awkward. You're gonna blind ISO. And so because you're going to blind ISO, you bias it even more to the right. But now we don't blind Sova. Now you come out to trade. Oh, fuck. Our smoke was a little bad. It's a two-way, and everything's all messed up because you prioritize trading instead of getting this guy blinded. Yeah, now we're getting punished for something that we should have been doing on attack. Like all half. Which is they're playing slow instead of waiting for you to aggress. The way that we aggress on Haven on defense is very, very straightforward. You have an outlaw. This is perfect. There's 3 ways we can aggress.
I have the spike.
On C, hold this line, have a teammate walk into cubby. That's way number 1. On B, hold this line, have a teammate walk out grass. That's way number 2. And then on A, hold this line, have a teammate walk wide up A main into this corner. All 3 of these patterns have like the same theme, which is on Haven, you do not want to contest space without like a coverage. So this guy walking up A main is only doing it because they have coverage from a powerful scoped weapon. It's safe to do so. Same idea here and same idea here. And what it empowers you to do on both C and A is it allows you to win the minigame. What's the minigame on Haven? The attackers lose if they hit a site that has 2 or more defenders. The attackers want to hit a site with 1 defender. How do we win the minigame as the defenders then? We get advanced positioning. If we have a player here, we don't need to play anybody else C because they will hear them. They will hear the enemies rotating towards C way back here. And we'll be able to win the minigame by rotating earlier. Same idea with this A player who's way up. If we have an A player way up here, they're going to hear the enemy team coming. They're going to get some indicators that it's an A hit earlier than we normally would, and it'll allow us to get a second defender onto A site and win the minigame. It feels like our macro is not thinking about that at all. We're not thinking about this at all. We're playing 3A with a Yoru TPC on an equal buy round. This is an equal buy round. Like, you have an outlaw, but otherwise we have 4 rifles. Good angle from Opistrelchi.
More. Operator.
Raina's 2 bullets.
It's a minigame.
Spike.
We shoot better, we win the round? Yeah, bet.
Phantom.
Shadows traveling.
Look, I don't... Yeah, I can... Look at your Reyna on the minimap. This just screams opping. Right? You have a judge. Levi. Reyna, can you hold C long line for me? I'm going to walk into cubby with my judge, and then you can leave. Now you have a judge here, and Reyna can go rotate with op. And so now you have a judge holding C cubby and an op holding B or A. Fabulous. We're winning this round. Instead, your op is holding C with no upside. Nobody's walking. So your op just has to stay there. You think op to take space that way is new to me? Yeah, most maps, the pattern's the opposite. Usually, you utilize support utility to get the op a good line. So for example, on split, it's pretty common to like use a sky flash to get your jet onto a good op line, and then sky can rotate away. Haven, it's the backwards pattern. Because there are lines that are already good right at the start of the round, you instead use these good lines to get a support into these angles, and the operator can rotate. It's backwards on Haven. And it just happens to be because the lines are easy to get. Your notes are even simpler. Anti-rush utility, mollies, etc. I hope this I'm trying to divvy up what you both pay attention to so that we can come to a conclusive strategy where Opistrelchi is more focused on the details of how we're going to come out onto C site if we hit C. And those details will be like, Omen plays here, or ISO likes to play platform a lot. We need to be aware of these things, and like Omen will flash off of my TP, or how do these guys like try to stop you from getting kills? And then Levi needs to really, we need to recognize like they are all rotating super fast. We should notice that. They're reconning mid every round, and their A recon is trash. We should notice that. They contest C long and A main pretty frequently. We should notice that. And these like patterns that we need to notice should drive our decision making. Haven should aim to win minigame. Gain advantage space for x1 and rotate off to play 2-2 on other sites. This is generally how you do it on Haven.